Optimism is often misunderstood and is believed to be seeing the world through rose-colored glasses and ignoring life's challenges, turning a blind eye to the negativity. But that is not the full story. Welcome to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast that empowers you to start taking back control of your life, to start unlocking your full potential, and to get you out of the monotony that you're in, and to get you from stuck to unstoppable. I'm Sanj, and today we're talking about why being optimistic doesn't mean that you ignore the negatives. We're going to explore why optimism is not about denial, but why it's actually a powerful mindset for navigating life's ups and downs. How many times have you had this conversation with someone that if you've said to someone, yeah, I'm being positive, they go, well, there's bad things happening in the world. Well, just because you're being positive, it doesn't mean that you don't know that there's bad things out there, that you don't know that things are tough out there, that you're unaware of what actually is going on in the world. All it means is that you're just choosing what you're focusing your mind on. And this is a problem. People often misinterpret optimism for loads of reasons, but some of the big reasons is because they've got this misconception that they believe it's just ignoring the negatives, and it's simply just a misconception. Optimism is not about pretending that difficulties don't exist. It's actually about choosing what you want to focus your mind on, and it's actually about focusing on the potential for positive outcomes, even in the face of challenges. So even when you're up against it, you're going through that rough time, it's about choosing to focus on the potential for positive outcomes, for you to get the results that you want, for you to surpass the results that you want, for you to start living the life that you want, no matter how difficult the path, the journey may be. You are going to actually still focus on the positive outcomes that could come from it. The other reason why people misinterpret it is because they've got this fear of disappointment. They hesitate to embrace optimism because they then worry that if things don't work out as planned, that they'll be even more disappointed. But again, it's a misinterpretation. Optimism isn't about expecting everything to go perfectly. It's about maintaining that hope and that resilience no matter what the outcome is. Just because you think things could go badly, just because you're scared of things yourself being disappointed, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't hope for things to be going better. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't build that resilience and attempt things because you're fearing disappointment. That's when it comes back down to actually fear keeping you stuck within your comfort zone. You're not pushing yourself. You're not challenging yourself. You're not doing anything different. So you won't get different results because of this fear of disappointment. And another big thing, especially in today's world, is cultural influences. They can also play a role because in some cultures, there's a preference for realism and skepticism. And as a result, it can lead to a misunderstanding of what optimism is. But actually, optimism is actually linked to having better mental and physical health. It's actually linked to having better relationships and increased chances of success. The reason is because when you start to focus on those positive things, your mind, your thought process, it can just take you to places to keep you motivated, to keep you going, to keep you pushing when things get tough. It will help you build up that resilience because no matter how bad things may get, it will still keep you going. Yeah, optimism, it improves your life. As I said, number one, it improves your mental health. Is closely linked to better mental health because optimistic people, they tend to have lower levels of stress. They have lower levels of anxiety. And actually, sources have shown that optimistic people have up to 50% reduced risk of experiencing depression just because of the way their outlook on life is. So think about that. If you want to actually be happier in life, if you start focusing on optimism, imagine that how much difference that could make in your life. Imagine what things you could do if you've got that better mental health. The next thing is it improves your resilience. Optimism helps build resilience because when you maintain that positive outlook, you're better equipped to bounce back from any setbacks. You're better equipped to bounce back from any challenges, anything that comes your way, because you've got that long term focus in mind that actually things are going to go your way, that things are going to go the way you're hoping it will do. And no matter how bad things may be at the current moment, there's always a possibility that they can go well. Yeah, you're going through a tough time at work. You know that this too shall pass. Everything in life is a phase. So you just having that mindset that actually, after I get past this, the light will come out. The sun will come out again. Yeah. And the third thing is, as I said, it improves your relationships. Optimism is a magnet for positive relationships. Optimistic individuals are seen as more approachable, they're more enjoyable to be around, and it can lead to stronger connections. How many times have you been around someone who's optimistic, who's happy, who's excitable? They've got a higher energy. And so when you go up to them, when you start conversing with them and actually interacting with them, you notice a difference. You're there, like, actually, you start to feel better about yourself. You start actually wanting to interact with them more because their energy is actually, it's addictive. You want to have that around you because it's making you happy. It's making you smile. It's actually, you're enjoying the interaction more. So when you are an optimistic individual and you start having that better outlook, that happier outlook on life, you will build up stronger social connections. So to do these, to be optimistic, it sounds a bit like a no-brainer. It sounds like, yes, it is something that we should do. We should all do it. But there's loads of things that are actually holding us back from actually being optimistic. And I noticed that when I've started reading things and when I start actually seeing certain things, I actually notice that it affects my optimism, especially with a lot of the things going on in the world right now. It actually affects how optimistic I feel and it actually affects my energy. I'm, so one of the things is challenge all the negativity that goes into your mind, challenge your negative thoughts that arise. Yeah, when you catch yourself dwelling on pessimistic thinking, ask yourself, what's going on? Why are you dwelling on it? Ask yourself, is there evidence to support some of these thoughts? Yeah, see what's going in your mind. If you're feeding your mind bad news, that's what you're going to be focusing on. So the first thing you do is just see what you're actually surrounding yourself with. So surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who uplift you, who inspire you. Positivity is actually very contagious. As I said, when you're around those positive people, you're a more positive person while you're there. Yeah, when you're with that person, you want to be more positive. You are more positive. And then when you come away from that interaction for the next however long, you're actually in a different state. You're in a different energy level because their energy has rubbed off onto you and you feel better. Yeah. And so surround yourself with that positivity and challenge your negative thoughts. Any negative thoughts that you have about yourself or things around you, find yourself, ask yourself, why is this? Why am I thinking this? What evidence is there to support these? And sometimes, a lot of the time, what you'll do is you'll actually find that these negative thoughts are actually based on assumptions rather than facts as when it comes to yourself. So you're going to actually be talking to yourself negatively when you're actually just basing these negative thoughts on assumptions. Next thing, set yourself some good realistic goals, because when you start to celebrate your achievements along the way, these small wins, they can fuel your optimism, they can fuel your motivation, they can actually help you progress in life, be a happier person and be more, as I said, be more optimistic, because you're getting these wins under your belt. You're seeing your progress. You're seeing yourself move further along. The next way is to practice gratitude. Now, I talk about this a lot because I think it's such a simple thing to do. It literally takes 30 seconds of your day. Wake up in the morning and think of 3 things that you are grateful for that morning. Whether it be something big, whether it be something small, whether it be something strange or crazy or whatever, it doesn't matter. Think of 3 things you're grateful for, because when you actually practice gratitude and take a moment to reflect on the things that you're thankful for, what it does is it shifts your focus towards a positive aspects of life. So if you do that first thing in the morning and last thing at night before you go to bed, you're starting and finishing your day in a good, thankful place, focusing on positive aspects of your life. Finally, focus on your solutions. So instead of dwelling on problems, focus on your solutions. Optimists are problem solvers. When you're facing a challenge, ask yourself, what can I do to improve this situation? What will make this situation better? So when you start doing that, you'll actually find yourself becoming more optimistic because of the way you're even framing these problems. It's not that it's a problem, then it's a challenge. It's a question which you need to answer. It's not something like, oh yeah, this is a problem and that's that. You're actually setting yourself a challenge to answer that question. Yeah, so being optimistic, it doesn't mean that you're ignoring the negative aspects of life. It actually means that what you're doing is you're embracing a mindset that empowers you to navigate through the challenges of your life. It gives you resilience. It helps you maintain hope and focus. And it gives you the mindset to focus on the potential for a positive change. It means that you're not ignoring the negative. You're just more selective about what you're focusing on. You're choosing that rather to dwell on the negative, you're going to focus on the positive. Yeah, so keep embracing optimism. Keep believing that the incredible potential that lies within you, that you can change your life. Yeah, optimism is a choice, and it's a conscious choice that you need to make every single moment of the day. Yes, it will be hard at first, but after a while, you'll manage to do it without thinking. And it's a choice that can lead you to a happier, to a healthier, and a more fulfilling life. So, thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this episode and got something from it, let me know. Leave a comment below. My mission is to make a positive impact on the world with this podcast, and I sincerely hope that you can help me do this by liking, by following, and by sharing this with others. This podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Yeah, so please share it with someone who you think could benefit from hearing some of this. Also, for all you guys out there, if you are ready to make your 2024 the best year yet, if you're ready to level up, get yourself some accountability, and start taking action to live in the life that you want, drop me a DM. I've got a Facebook group called Lads and Dads where all the guys get together. It's a community to help each other, hold each other accountable, and to push each other to be the best versions of ourselves. So remember, your mindset shapes your reality. Master it, and you'll master your life. Thank you.